Just want to make sure.
And we are rolling. Happy Friday, everybody! It's Stephen Smith. Woo, woo, woo. Stephen Smith from InsideOut Studio, bringing you Miss Kathleen Honeycutt today.
Hello.
So Kathleen is going to share some of her artwork that she creates here in the studio. She's got one of her characters right here. You want to tell us about that one?
It's a mini me if I was a Pokemon trainer.
All right, mini Kathleen. Now you created that from start to finish, all by yourself, by hand, correct?
Yep.
Now this is crocheting, correct? The whole thing is considered crochet.
Yes.
Now, how long have you been doing this, making crochet?
A couple years now.
Yeah. Now, did you take a class? I know you didn't learn it here because I don't know how to crochet. We don't have a lot of experience with fabric arts.
I just tried learning it on my own quite a few years ago. Couldn't figure it out and picked it up again. And it just sort of clicked.
Very cool, very cool. So we're bringing you Kathleen, who's not only an artist here at Inside Out, but self-taught as well. She brought us some skills and showed us a few things. And then say, give us a like, give us a share, let us know if you're watching and give us some questions. As always, feel free to put on some questions specifically for Kathleen, and then we'll make sure she gets them and try to answer them within the half hour that we're on today. So before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Sherry Armstead and Symmetry Boutique and Gallery in Fairfield. They are our sponsor. I always forget to take the name down. Whoop. So they are our sponsor for the year. Go ahead and check out what they have to offer at Symmetry Boutique and Gallery in Fairfield on Sims. So Kathleen and I we've been working hard, not just on crocheting, but you've been outside with me this morning. Do you want to talk about our project, or do you want me to?
It might be more fun for you too. But
Okay. Oh, nice punt. I like it. So we've been working with the city of Hamilton to do an outdoor painted area for outdoor dining. It's over on the Main Street side of the bridge. It's right next to a shop called Petals and Wicks and a new shop called Smoochies, which has bubble tea and smoothies. But you can grab a drink there, you can grab some food, and then go enjoy the outdoor eating area that we painted the ground for. It used to be an alleyway, but like I said, City of Hamilton has contracted us to paint that for them. We took a video earlier today just to show off the progress and everything that we've done. So take a look at this. Happy Friday, everybody. This is Stephen coming to you from Main Street in downtown Hamilton. There's lots of activity here, lots of construction, lots of new things coming. Just wanted to share some of the arts with you. We've got some nice street spark murals up and down Main Street. We've got some decorative benches. And then I'm going to give you an update on the decorative project that InsideOut Studio is doing. So the City of Hamilton has contracted us to paint an alleyway that's going to be used for outdoor dining. So you can enjoy your outdoor dining. So we are in the final stages, just a day or two left of finishing this project. So as you can see, we've got some really bright colors and a nice geometric pattern. This used to be a working alleyway, but now it's going to be an outdoor dining area. So I'm out here this morning with Kathleen Honeycutt, who we're featuring today on Live Art Mini. You can see her awesome dolls that she does in the studio, but she's also an awesome outdoor painter. So you want to say hi to anyone out there, Kathleen?
hi.
So what's been the hardest part of painting a concrete alleyway?
Well, for one, staying in the line. For two, not making sure not to flick so hard.
Not to flick the paint around and get it everywhere? Yep.
Well, not flick it hard, just gently, so it gets onto the piece.
Yeah, and then the lines have been a bear as well. We picked a nice geometric pattern, which looks cool, but then you've got a lot of sharp edges and corners and lines to do. What's been the most fun part of getting outside to paint?
Just seeing everyone's reactions.
You've had a lot of good reactions from people coming in?
Uh-huh.
Cool. Yeah, thank you for being patient with us, Main Street. I know it's taken us a while to get this done, but we had to go through the process of cleaning and etching, laying down a couple layers, and then varnishing over top so it stays for a while. So come out to Main Street, grab something to eat, bring it on down to the alleyway next to Petals and Wicks. All right, go check out that spot on Main Street. We are wrapping things up. I think in like one more day next week. We just got to finish painting a small area in the middle, and then we're going to lay a top nice varnish to seal it in permanently. So that was an exciting morning. It's awesome outside. We're digging this weather. We're enjoying Friday. I'm going to show off some more of Kathleen's artwork here. If you are watching Live Art Menu on a regular basis, you might know that Kathleen is the one that's always watching as well on days that she's not here and making comments. And she took the challenge to do her own glass stand piece. I'll hold that up there. Tell us the details and how you created this piece.
I started with the glass, cutting it out and getting it shaped. And then I took a designer liner around the edges and for some of the glass pieces.
And then I'm going to bring this up close to the camera so you can see the details. So we're talking about that designer liner that goes right on top of the glass and gets fused in during the process of fusing. And then you also did this from start to scratch all by yourself. We just went over some of the concepts and how to use some of the materials in the best way. And then you took care of cutting all your yellows, oranges, and reds out and getting that fused piece of glass together. So very cool. But we are focusing today on your dolls, crochet dolls. So I brought up some examples of what we have in the store by Kathleen. And we have a mermaid series that you just started a couple months ago, I believe.
Yep.
So these are very cool. These are, like I said, all handmade. They're going for about $15 for this size. And I also pulled out a more elaborate one. This one's $20. How would you describe this piece? This is a super unique doll.
I got inspired by going on Pinterest and finding a drawing of a character named Miku in a winter themed outfit.
Is it Miku? Is
Yes.
that from a cartoon or a story?
It's like an anime pop star.
Very cool. It seems like she's wearing a coat. The coat matches, is that a coat, correct?
Yes.
The coat matches
for
her tail.
wintertime.
I was just thinking it'd be cool if you did a crochet doll of my son, and the idea of doing commissions. If people brought in or they sent in pictures of themselves in a specific outfit, is that something you'd be able to create for them?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So we've been
I
dabbling.
would have to plan it first, but yes, I probably could.
Cool. So there's the commission idea. We love getting work for our artists. So if you had someone in your family, maybe it's a gift, maybe it's a present, maybe it's yourself. If you'd like to have a crochet doll done of yourself, contact the studio and we will get you that work there, Kathleen. You can make some original one-of-a-kind people dolls. Cool.
Just like the mini me.
Like the mini-me. Many people from all over the area.
Yeah.
I just gotta say, we have Alfonso Rowe in the house today, just cracking up off camera, and also getting us to crack up as well. So it's always a fun day on a Friday. So what we're gonna do is take you to our more detailed camera and show you some of the handiwork that Kathleen does. And she's gonna take you from start to scratch, the different steps of creating a crochet doll. And I'm just gonna show you this image here. This morning, she picked out this as her inspiration piece. So you have
Anna and Elsa's mermaids.
Anna and Elsa from the Disney movie Frozen as mermaids. And which one did you pick to do?
I decided to choose Elsa to start with, but I will also be making Anna at some point too.
All right, so you're gonna do Elsa today. And which one is Elsa? I'm not
The one with the blonde hair.
The blonde hair. So you're gonna do blonde Elsa today. I am not a Frozen or Disney expert, but I've learned a lot over the years here because we have quite a few fans.
Yes.
So if you wanna head over to your spot, where we're gonna set up that camera, so it's a little bit easier for everyone to see the detail work that you do.
I figured we'd start with a skeleton.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull over this picture again to show you what her inspiration piece is. So it's gonna be Elsa from Frozen as a mermaid.
Well, we're going to start by making the skeleton.
And I'm gonna switch you over to our overhead camera so you can see Kathleen creating right now.
I start by starting with the head, making a little circle for the head. And now, there's that.
And that's just everyday pipe cleaners, right?
Mm-hmm. This is something you can go to Joann Fabrics and get from their toy making aisle.
Oh, shameless plug. I gotta brag on Kathleen. Kathleen works at Joann Fabric. So how often do you work out in the community?
Every weekend.
And if someone wanted to go say hi, since you're famous now, since you're on Facebook Live, if someone would go say hi to you.
They would have to go to Mason, because I work at the Mason store.
Very cool. And how long have you been working there?
A couple months now, because I started April 16th. I just added the pipe cleaner for her arms, and I will turn those over and twist here so the hands don't come out. And I'll do the same on the other side.
Now when you're making your dolls, are they all about the same size? Are there any limits or restrictions of getting too small or too big?
It just varies, like depending on what's going on that day. Because if you'll look, the first mermaid, who's $15, is actually a lot smaller than the Miku doll.
Yeah, I'm guessing the smaller you get, the harder it is to do the detailing.
Well, it can be, but that doesn't guarantee that it is. And now I'm connecting the top part of the doll to the bottom. And that's pretty much how you make the skeleton.
All right, I'm gonna move some things out of the way so they can see it a little bit easier when it's just laying flat.
Oh, yes.
There, so we've got skeleton 1, skeleton 2.
I made one earlier today.
Very cool. And then I noticed you got a number of tools out there that I have no clue what they're called or where to get them.
To start, I've got here 2 stitch markers.
Stitch markers, okay.
And then different hook sizes. This one is a 1.75, and that's for like the skin or the arms.
Now, when you're talking about the hook sizes, what does that pertain to in terms
how
of
big or small the hook is?
But you use it with the same yarn, no matter what the size of the hook?
Depends. Like this bigger stuff I like to use, like this one, works better with a bigger hook.
Okay.
Well, this stuff works better with the smaller hook.
Okay.
This one, which is my other hook I'll be using, is a 2.75.
Okay, so you got a 1.75 and a 2.75.
And then this is my tapestry needle. This is what I'll need when I've got everything all crocheted up from start to finish to sew my ends in.
All right, so a tapestry needle. Okay.
And then I have some safety eyes for the eyes of my doll. And I'll show you when I'll add them in.
Okay, so you have a different material that you're using for the actual doll eyes. Very cool. All right, we're going to pause at that point.
You'll also find at Joann Fabrics.
Okay, we'll pause at that point. We're actually going to show you a video from Sherry Armstead over at Symmetry Gallery and show you what she's got in stock this season. And then we'll be right back with you for the next steps of creating that crochet doll.
Get that ready.
Hi, it's Sherry from Symmetry Boutique and Gallery. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Hillborn Pottery. And this is our #1 seller, has been since we introduced it in the store about 5 years ago. And this being wedding season, showers, things like that, the younger people love this. All of us love it, actually. We're stocking the 3 most popular best sellers, and this is a chip and dip, and this is in the gray and white. It's got the little dip already attached. It also, this is the black and white, and there's white. We do carry the vases in teal and white, and the purple, and also solid white. Those are great gifts for a mom. They seem to like those when you put a bouquet of flowers in them. Hope you come see us. If you want to shop online, visit us at symmetryboutiqueandgallery.com.
Now forward.
Thank you from Sherry Armstead, Symmetry Gallery and Boutique. So we're going to take you back to Kathleen Honeycutt. She is prepared to start in on her crochet doll. And I just want to say, if you have any questions, like I said, throw your questions out for Kathleen. Are you prepared for anything?
Pretty much.
All right, so if you have any fabrics, crocheting, questions like that, send it our way. Let us know if you're out there. Say hi, give us a like. And Kathleen, I'm going to send it back to you to take it away.
All right. I'm going to start with what's called a magic circle. It makes a nice, clean closure for the dolls. Oh. This part can be tricky to start, but once you got it, it's good to go. Yep. See, like I said, there it goes. And thanks to that loop I now have, I'm able to make a tight closure on the doll. Then we'll start with 6 single crochets in this loop. 2, 3.
So you're just going back and forth over top of the needle?
What I'm doing is called a single crochet.
Okay. I'm going to try to zoom up as far as I can. I know it's hard to see.
And
It's such a detailed thing that you're doing there.
And then I take the end I made and pull tight. And then not every person does this, but I then work over my tail while I'm at it. That just guarantees for me that it ain't gonna go anywhere. And with it like this, I can take my stitch marker and put it right where that stitch is. Because this will tell me where the beginning of the round is.
So you're basically marking off where you're stopping?
Where the row began and ends, yes.
Okay, and you're moving in a circle format.
Well, circle, spiral.
Spiraling, okay.
'Cause-
So you're going round and round.
So if you don't have like the marker, you'll forget where you are. And I'm just going in the same stitch twice so that it increases. That is an increase stitch.
So you're basically going through what's previously been stitched, pulling the thread through, and then attaching it that way. Okay.
Yep. And then I keep going until I've made it back to this marker.
And that's what, you made it all the way around the spiral.
It's also a good way for me to know like where, if I have the exact number of stitches I need.
Very cool. Now we're so busy in the studio usually, I don't think I'd ever get a chance to just watch you work like this. Unless we were doing a special episode on you today. This is pretty cool. Oh, someone rang.
Sounds like we might have a question.
We got a hello from Becky Walton. Says she loves the dolls.
Awesome.
Hey out there, Becky. Thanks for tuning in today. So what is the time involved? I'm going to creepily slide a mermaid back in the frame there. Woo, just swimming across the screen. What is the time involved for making something this size?
It takes time to make it, but part of the time is planning. Like I take the time to plan these dolls out so that they look the way I'm hoping they will be.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You picked the Elsa mermaid, so it's based upon a character that's already out there, but you're putting your own twist on it. And I always love the pop culture references too, where you take something out of context and put your own spin on it.
That's something I look at for when it comes to these dolls, especially these mermaid dolls, is that like different tail designs.
Yeah.
So that each doll looks unique from the other. So if you'll look at the tail for the two,
This one?
yeah. If you'll look at Miku's tail,
Yeah.
it's big and sort of
I like it. It's got a
filled
flare
at the
to it, a
end.
little curve. Now, is that something the fabric naturally does, or do you have to sew it in a
That's-
certain way to make that happen?
Well, what I did was I chained so many stitches, and then I went right back over with single crochet.
Okay. I'm gonna flip these around here for our screen so the skeletons are facing upright. Couple pals hanging out on a Friday.
And I'm sure you all can see, but I have an unfinished doll right here.
That's
in
right.
the
So,
way.
yep, Kathleen's got some dolls prepared in various stages. This one has a single arm finished and one skeleton arm hanging. And then remind everyone again, so someone might just like pop in, boom, right now and not see everything. Do you want to go over the tools that you're currently using? And then
Currently,
also,
I'm working with a 1.75 for the body of my doll.
that's specifically a crochet needle,
This is a crochet hook.
crochet hook. And then what part of the doll do you start with? What are you working on
I
right now?
start on the very top of the head.
Okay, so you're working on the crown right now, and then you're going to work your way down around the body.
As you can see with this one, I started up here at the top and worked my way down all the way to the very tip of the tail.
Now, what has to happen? I'm just going to jump in here. What happens when you transition from one color yarn to another color?
Well, you'll sometimes get what's called a jog. There we go.
Okay.
Like right there.
I'll lower it down. All right, so you can see the transition right there when it's going around and round.
But because I put it right where her arm is, you won't normally see it. But I'll also be adding more to her, so you might not see it because of that too.
Okay.
Yeah. And what I can do too is when you see a slip stitch on her skirt, where her skirt and her shirt meet.
Does that mean the area where it bumps out right there?
Yeah.
Okay, slip
That's
stitch.
That was where the beginning of the skirt met. So I went over with slip stitch so it wouldn't be so obvious where the skirt and the shirt begin and end. I can do little tricks like that.
Very cool. Put this back up here. So we're working our way down around the top of the head, the crown of the head. And then how do you get it to come back in on itself? I know you said the head's filled with polyfill.
Well, to do the bottom is similar to what we did with the top, where it was increased, only we decreased.
Okay.
So it's same set of numbers, but only I decrease instead of increase.
Okay. Very
And
cool.
I like to do a very special kind of increase or decrease called an invisible decrease. So you will look at the doll and can't see where the decrease happens.
Okay. And last curiosity, since we're starting with the head, at what point do you add the polyfill? Do you do like a shell?
I wait till I've got at least the top of the head and the solid half of the head.
Okay.
Because once you get it as big as it's supposed to be, you have to go down so that it will make a spear. And after it's as long as it needs to be, you start closing. And that's where those decreases come in.
Very cool. And then you said you did want to show us working on another step of it. What is the other step that you want to move on to?
Well, I've been working on this one, working on the arms.
So you're going to jump in and just start sewing that arm or crocheting the arm. I have to get my terminology correct. Start crocheting onto the arm. And then do you have any tips for people watching out there about yarns? I'm going to pull these into view.
I would recommend if you're starting to using a thicker yarn because this is very thin, hard to see. So that's not really a good starting yarn.
Is there a specific brand or place that you would recommend picking them up?
I usually like go either online or to Joann Fabrics. because this yarn here is their baby yarn. This pink
Yeah.
is the baby yarn that they carry from Landgraf.
Okay.
And these three are their other type of line brand yarn called Landscape. It's good for like all the fun colors.
Very cool. I know you're just talking about color decisions earlier today, and you're talking about going for more of a muted, neutral look
For this one.
for this doll, whereas a lot of your other ones have the really intense
Or-
bright ones.
In the case of Elsa, I'll be using this kind of bluey green since she's usually depicted in a blue outfit.
Very cool. All right, if you want to bring that down just a little bit so people can see
Sorry.
you. Just jumping right in, crocheting an arm.
Yes.
So you're just attaching it to what was previously been crocheted onto the body and then working your way down the skeleton.
Yep.
Very cool. And Kathleen is unshakable. She just works away as I bombard her with question after question. I did want to prepare before we leave today, just to let people know about you. What are 3 interesting things about Kathleen Honeycutt that people might be surprised by?
Well, when I was little, I was born without a thyroid gland.
Oh, wow.
And then I've worked in Fort Hamilton Hospital for about 5 years now.
Well, maybe we can go back to the thyroid gland. How has that affected your life in terms of day-to-day?
I have to take medicine every night before I go to bed.
Okay. So it's something you've got under control and manageable?
It's manageable, but it can be a bit of a pain, but
Gotcha.
what isn't?
And then you're talking about your previous employment at Fort Hamilton Hospital.
I worked there 5 years before I found Joanne Fabrics, because I started there in 2015, and I've only just started at Joanne's this year.
Very cool. It sounds like you like it there a lot, and it seems to fit exactly what your passion is and what you love to do with the fabric works.
Yep.
Awesome. So you're out there working in the community, you're crocheting dolls in the studio, you're painting concrete on Main Street, got some jobs under your belt. What is the third interesting thing about Kathleen
What
Honeycutt?
people don't realize is I'm very into Harry Potter too.
You're a Harry Potter fan?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. What house are you?
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff. Oh, that's the same as Terry Elms. Terry Elms is also House Hufflepuff on the back there.
And the last thing is my Patronus is a dolphin.
Your Patronus is a dog. What is a Patronus?
Is a spell you use to send the Dementors away,
Awesome.
because they do not like happy.
I have learned quite a lot from Kathleen, not just about crocheting and Harry Potter, but you're also schooling me on the DuckTales reboot this morning
Yes.
and all the pop-up cameos from Disney afternoon characters. So I got to check that out. So Kathleen, you've given me a world of knowledge, and everyone out there a world of knowledge. We're going to say goodbye. Goodbye. From your dolls. Remember, give us a like, give us a shout out, send some questions, we'll send them Kathleen's way. Goodbye, everybody. And if you have a commission of someone you'd like to turn into a doll created by hand by Kathleen, just let us know at the studio. Kathleen, we're going to tilt up the camera here, we're going to send it out. If you want to say bye-bye to everybody.
Bye-bye.
And then we're also going to take a look at what's happening in the studio around you. Doing some bad camera work here. Hey, happy Friday from InsideOut Studio, everybody. Hey, go check out, I'm going to switch back to our other camera here. Go check out our online store that Kim Davis has put together for us. She's going to put the link in the comment section here. You can see everything that our artists have been making, and she updates that weekly, so you see all the fresh, new, cool stuff coming out of the studio. So that's available for pickup in store. We've got curbside pickup as well, where we bring it right out to you, or we can ship it out as well. Also, check out all of our previous live art minis, where you can get some quick little art lessons, as well as meet the artists from InsideOut Studio and get to know a little bit more about them. So this is Stephen Smith and everyone else here at InsideOut Studio signing off for the day. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye.